The open-world driving game genre dates way back to the largely forgotten 1986 game Turbo Esprit, and there have been many truly top-quality efforts since, from the Breakthrough Driver, the pioneering Midnight Club, and the truly ahead-of-its-time Test Drive Unlimited. The current kingpin, however, is the Forza Horizon series. Haven't been behind the wheel yet? This should get you up to speed. The original Forza Horizon was released on Xbox 360 in late October 2012, but the story of the game starts a little over 2 years before that, when Forza franchise creative director Dan Greenawalt challenged the team at the then freshly established studio Playground Games to come back with a new direction they could take the Forza brand in a potential sister series to Forza Motorsport. Playground's answer was Forza Horizon, a racing game that took Forza Motorsport's sincere love of global car culture and its authentic feel and set it free on the open road, all hinged around a heaving music and motoring celebration, the Horizon Festival. It was a huge success, unsurprising considering the depth of talent and driving experts accumulated at Playground Games. Founded by Codemasters veterans and packed with developers from all corners of the UK's rich racing game scene, Playground Games may have been a brand new studio working on its first title, but combined with the support of Forza Motorsport custodians Turn 10, experience was not something it lacked. The original Forza Horizon didn't just reset the bar for open-world racing, it also marked a number of firsts for the Forza franchise as a whole. Forza Horizon was obviously the first time that the familiar Forza DNA had been let loose on the open road, trading purpose-built racetracks for the Colorado countryside, but it was also the first Forza game to introduce night racing via its dynamic time-of-day cycle. It was also our first taste of Forza-flavoured off-road racing, which the Playground team later doubled down on in the first Forza Horizon expansion, Horizon Rally. The proper sequel came 2 years later in 2014, establishing the Forza Motorsport Forza Horizon 2-year cadence that continues to this day. Forza Horizon 2 was the Xbox One debut for the spin-off series, though it also came to Xbox 360, courtesy of fellow UK studio Sumo Digital. Horizon 2 traded the US for Europe, switching out Colorado for a region encompassing the south of France and parts of northern Italy, which were areas that were considered as potential spots for the first Horizon, although they were being looked at as two separate suggestions. Horizon 2's world extends from the base of the Alps down to the Mediterranean Sea, from the rolling hills of Tuscany in Italy, across the border into the lavender fields of France's Provence region, Nice, and the French Riviera. Horizon 2 wasn't just bigger than the original though, it also tore down the barriers that stopped players from heading off-road, meaning we could tear through fields, fences, and forests at will, opening up a whole new dimension of racing. It also introduced dynamic weather to the Forza series for the first time, which would later jump from Horizon 2 to 2015's Forza Motorsport 6. Horizon 2 raised the bar yet again for open-world racing, rolling up the spirit of Test Drive Unlimited, PGR, Smuggler's Run, and Forza Motorsport into a single experience, a bedroom wall fantasy brought to life, unleashing some of Europe's most terrifyingly expensive supercars on their home turf. The Forza Horizon 2 Storm Island expansion brought with it a modestly sized extra slab of land to carve up, with a focus on muddy, off-road racing and juiced-up weather effects that introduced heavier rain and wilder winds, dropping visibility and ratcheting up the tension. There was also a standalone Fast and Furious-themed expansion based on Furious 7. Last but certainly not least, we have Forza Horizon 3, which took the Horizon Festival down under for the biggest, most varied, and most customizable Horizon experience to date. Released back in September 2016, Forza Horizon 3 was met with resounding critical acclaim. It picked up gongs at the 20th Annual DICE Awards and the 2016 Game Awards. It received a BAFTA nomination for Best British Game at the 13th British Academy Games Awards, and Playground Games was named Best Independent Studio at the 2017 Developer Awards. Forza Horizon 3 was Microsoft's highest-rated exclusive on the Xbox One to date, and it still is. In fact, it's one of the best-reviewed races of all time. It wasn't just a hit with the critics, though. Forza Horizon 3 hit 2.5 million sales in the first 3 months, and to date, more than 9 million people have played it. Forza Horizon 3 marked the PC debut for the Horizon series, but it's a true technical titan regardless of whether you play it on PC or Xbox One, with Playground's incredibly realistic sky captures bathing the whole world in uncannily authentic lighting scenarios, as well as featuring support for HDR and 4K. Horizon 3 packs a pile of vastly different terrains into its Australian backdrop, from a quiet coastal town with its picturesque beaches to the high-rise urban metropolis of Surfers Paradise with its bustling, grid-like streets and car parks begging for a shredding. There's a damp and dense rainforest, and there's also rural wine country that gives way to the sparse red dust and the scattered farms of the outback, where you can go well off the beaten track or just rip some doughies on an isolated airfield. About the only thing more varied than the world itself is the car list, which boasts the same sort of eclectic selection of cars from all over the globe you'd expect from a Forza game, but augmented with some weird personal favourites I never thought I'd see in a AAA video game. Playground would later bolster Forza Horizon 3 with 2 expansions. There's Blizzard Mountain, a terrific winter-themed map that brought a drastically different new dimension of driving to the Forza Horizon experience with slippery frozen lakes, slush-lined country roads, snow-covered high country, and fiendish blizzard conditions to contend with. There's also Hot Wheels, an intoxicating departure from the largely grounded world of Forza Horizon that gave us a glimpse of what an 8-year-old's bedroom floor would look like, brought to life by a multi-billion-dollar budget. A twisted cocktail of life-size plastic stunt tracks spread over a postcard-perfect Pacific Island chain, with massive jumps, wild inclines, and giant animatronic dinosaurs. And that brings us to 2018, on the eve of the arrival of Forza Horizon 4, which takes the Horizon Festival to Britain and extends it all year round, introducing all 4 seasons to a Horizon game for the first time. Will it continue Horizon's upward trajectory and remain the open-world racer to beat? Pretty hard to bet against it. For plenty more on Forza Horizon 4, head to our Forza Horizon 4 hub. For everything else fast, fun, and on 4 wheels, stick with IGN.